Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is UFC Investor. In this video, we're going to be going over my bets, picks, and predictions for Brady versus Edwards. There's fighters like Leon Edwards, Carlos Ulberg, Molly McCann, Shauna Bannon. So it should be a good set of fights, guys. Let's get started with the first fight. So for the first fight of the night, we have Garam versus Fernandez. This one, guys, it looks like a lot of the people are picking Garam to win. He's a minus 450. Fernandez is a plus 350. And on Tapology, only 8% of people are picking Fernandez to win, and 92 of them are picking Garam to win. So I do agree that Garam should win. I'm going to be picking him by decision on this one, even though I do think Fernandez can get a finish in round 1 or 2 somehow by either sub or KO. So I will be putting a little bit of money on that because I really do think Garam should win. But I don't know, just looking at Fernandez's record, I think he could possibly finish Garam in round 1 or 2. His last win was versus Muhammad Yahya. He finished him in round 1. He did lose to Mark Diakesi before that by split decision, but before that he got 2 finishes in round 1. So I'm thinking Fernandez is going to start strong, maybe get a finish, and then if Garam survives, then I'm hoping he should be able to get a decision win. Let me know what you guys think about this one. Let's go to the next fight. Okay, guys, so for this next fight, we have Nathan Fletcher versus Loughran. In this one, guys, we have a grappler versus a striker, I would say. Loughran has never been submitted before, and Nathan Fletcher wins mostly by submission. Right now, the odds have them at Fletcher being a favorite, or a slight favorite at a minus 125, Loughran being a minus 105. But I don't know, guys. I'm thinking as long as Loughran stays on the feet, he should be able to win by decision. Right now, Tapology, 80% of people on Tapology are picking Fletcher to win. 20% of them are picking Loughran to win. So I think that's kind of why I was back and forth with this one. I feel like it really is like a pick 'em. If Nathan can get him to the ground, then most likely he can get a submission. But if Loughran can just stay up, then he should be able to win by decision. Nathan Fletcher did just get a submission on Ziggy Montes Ramonska in round 2 in his last fight in September. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gives Loughran his first submission. But regardless, let me know what you guys think about this one. Let's go to the next fight. Okay, guys, so in this next one, we have Shauna Bannon versus Puja Tomar. Puja Tomar is pretty much the best Indian UFC female fighter that's in the UFC right now. I think she might be the only one. And we have Shauna Bannon, who I believe is Irish. But regardless, Shauna Bannon just beat Alice Ardeline recently by split decision, and Puja just recently beat Ryan Amanda by split decision. So honestly, guys, these aren't really the best fighters, I would say. I think this one's going to be a little bit boring, honestly, if I'm going to be honest. Right now, the odds have Puja at a plus 145 and Shauna Bannon's a minus 170. So I do agree with that. I do think Bannon should be able to edge out a win, maybe another split decision win. If Puja can finish Bannon, I'd be flabbergasted or just really surprised. I don't think this one's going to be going to get a finish on this one, guys. I think it's going to go to decision, and I think Bannon's going to edge it out somehow using her striking, because I don't think either one of them is going to try to grapple. So I'm thinking Bannon's like karate type of striking should win the fight. But let me know what you guys think about this one. Let's go to the next fight. Alright, so in this next one, we have Christian Leroy Duncan versus Andrey Pulyaev. This one, guys, I'm a little surprised that the odds are so heavily in the favor of Leroy Duncan. He's a minus 650. Andrey's a plus 475, which really surprises me. I didn't think it was going to be this much of a favor for Duncan. I am going to be picking him to win by TKO, but I don't know, guys. I'm just not fully convinced because Duncan just lost to RoboCop. And yeah, RoboCop's pretty good, but RoboCop just lost to Jared Cannonier. And then he also, Leroy Duncan also lost to Armen Petrosian, who's a pretty good striker, I would say. So I don't think Leroy Duncan is the best striker out there. So I'm not too fully convinced as to why the odds are like the way they are. I do think he should win and could win by a finish, but I don't know. I'm for sure going to be betting Andrey to win by like decision or maybe even like a finish or inside the distance, because I really do think Andrey has a good chance to win. But I am going to be agreeing with the odds in this one. I do think Duncan wins, and I'm going to be picking around 2 TKO. Let me know what you guys think about this one. Let's go to the next fight. Okay, guys, so in this next one, we have Marcin Tybura versus Mick Parkin. This one I'm super excited about because I really do think Mick Parkin should win here, guys. I'm thinking he should be able to finish Tybura in one of the rounds. I'm going to go a little conservative and pick round 3 TKO for Parkin. If you guys didn't know, Parkin trains with Tom Aspinall. He's undefeated. He's 10-0. And he recently got a round 1 finish versus Lucas Brzeski. You know, who isn't the best, obviously, but, you know, it's still finished. I think he got performance of the night that fight. So I do think he should be able to beat Tybura, who is 39 years old. So I wouldn't be too surprised if Tybura wins either, but still, I really do think Parkin is like the next generation of heavyweights. And yeah, I'm excited to see this fight. The odds have Tybura at a minus 105 and Parkin's a minus 115. So I'm probably going to be putting like $5 on this one because I'm pretty confident that Parkin should win on this one. So let me know what you guys think about this one. Let's go to the next fight. Alright guys, so in this next one we have Loughran Kavanagh versus Felipe dos Santos. This one, I'm really surprised that the odds are the way they are. Kavanagh is a minus 300. Felipe dos Santos is a plus 250. I do think it should be more of like a pick'em, honestly, or just like a slight favorite for Kavanagh. Yeah, I do think he's like, not to say hyped up, but I do know that he's like a prospect that people are expecting for him to do well. But I don't know. I'm just not fully convinced yet. If you can get past Dos Santos and like win pretty convincingly, then I'll be like, okay, yeah, this guy's something to watch out for. But I'm gonna be picking Kavanagh to win by decision. But as I'm saying all this, I just don't. I'm not too confident in the pick. I do think Kavanagh wins, but I really wouldn't be surprised if Felipe dos Santos gets like a decision win. Recently, Felipe dos Santos has fought Andrey Lima, who he lost to. He beat Victor Altamirano by split decision. Then before that, he lost to Cape. So he's been fighting some pretty decent guys. And I do know he is pretty decent, and he's not going to get put out easily. So I do think this one goes to decision. There possibly could be a finish, but I'm thinking both of them are just going to tough it out, and we're going to see like a war pretty much. And I'm going to be paying attention to because I'm really wondering who's better, because I really feel like their skill level is pretty similar, at least their performances and their wins recently. So this one should be exciting. Right now, it looks like 15% of the Tapology community is picking Dos Santos, and 85% are picking Kavanagh. So it looks like the betting and the picks are on the side of Kavanagh. But like I said, I'm still not fully convinced. I'm going to put a little bit of money on Santos to win by decision. And maybe for him to get a finish, maybe. But I'm thinking just a decision bet for Santos. I don't think I'm going to put Kavanagh on like any parlays or like bet him money line or anything like that, because I'm just not fully confident. But let me know what you guys think about this one. Let's go to the next fight. Alright guys, so in this next fight we have Herbert versus Chris Padilla. This one I'm a little unsure about again because I am picking Chris Padilla to win on this one, guys. I'm picking him to win by third round TKO. But the more I look at Herbert's record, the more I'm impressed because he's fought in Rolando Bedoya. He beat him. Bedoya is actually pretty decent, I think. A pretty decent striker who's durable. He lost to Fares Ziam, who I don't blame him. Ziam's really good. He got a draw against Ludovic Klein. So that kind of shows a lot, honestly, because Klein is also really good. He beat Kyle Nelson, who's decent, and he lost to Ilia Topuria in round 2, right hook. And he also lost to Renato Moicano in 2021. So he's only losing to like pretty decent guys. And I do think Chris Padilla is decent, but I don't know. I don't think he's at the level of like Ilia Topuria or Moicano or Ziam. Maybe he is, but I'm just not fully convinced about Padilla yet. I'm still going to pick him because right now the odds have Padilla at a plus 102, and Herbert is a minus 122. So it seems like a lot of the bettors are kind of divided. As for Tapology, it looks like 64% of the people are picking him and only 36% are picking Herbert. So I am going to be sticking with the Padilla pick, but I'm probably going to just be betting like Herbert to win, just like money line, just in case, because I really back and forth with this one. I'm going to be sticking with Padilla because if you can win this one, then I do think he is someone to worry about. Because I think in his last fight when he fought Zhu Rongzhu, I was picking him to win, knowing he was the underdog at like a plus 200 something, and then my friend convinced me to pick Rongzhu, and I was like, oh my god. So this time around, I'm gonna be picking Padilla because I don't want to do the same thing. So let me know what you guys think about this one. Let's go to the next fight. So in this next one, we have Nathaniel Wood versus Morgan Charrière. This one, I'm going to be picking Morgan to win, guys. He's a minus 170 at the moment, and I'm going to be picking him to win by round 3 TKO. I really am a little surprised that he's such a not a small like favorite, but I would think he'd be a bigger favorite. And I think it's because Nathaniel Wood has been doing pretty decently in the UFC. He just beat Daniel Pineda, and before that fight and after that fight, he won 2 grappling matches in Polaris versus Cameron Else and Alex Caceres. So that's pretty impressive. I would think that in this fight, he's probably going to try to mix it up with Morgan and maybe try to take Morgan to the ground. because I do think Morgan is primarily a striker. I would say he's pretty well rounded. He's only recently lost to Chepe Mariscal by split decision, and Chepe is actually really good, I think. So I'm pretty confident that Morgan's gonna win here, guys. I'm like I said, I'm kind of surprised that he's such a small favorite. So I'm probably gonna be putting him in parlays. Maybe putting a couple like few bucks on him, which is a lot to me. So it makes me wonder how this fight is gonna go. Maybe I'm underestimating Nathaniel Wood, but I really do think Morgan wins on this one. So right now at the moment, it looks like 43% of people on Typology are picking Morgan to win, and a majority of 57% of the people are picking Wood to win. So it's kind of like conflicting. The betting odds are saying that Morgan should win here, and then the Typology pickers are saying that Wood is probably going to win. So I'm going to be siding with the bettors on this one, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this one. Let's go to the next fight. So in this next fight, we have Jordan Vucenic versus Chris Duncan. In this one, guys, again, I'm surprised about the odds. Vucenic is a minus 400 and Duncan's a plus 300. I would think it should be more like minus 200 for Vucenic, maybe minus 250. But it looks like a lot of people do think Vucenic is going to win. Even though he's only, when he debuted in the UFC, he lost to Garam, who was fighting on the same card. So it makes me wonder as to what they're seeing in it. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just kind of wondering why the odds are so heavily in the favor for him. Because Duncan, on the other hand, he just got a round one finish versus Belogioki. And then before that, he lost to Manuel Torres, rear naked choke. But before that, he was on a winning streak. So I'm not sure as to why the odds are this way. I'm still going to be picking Duncan to win by round 2 TKO because I do think he has finishing potential against Duncan, who has been finished before. But I do think I'm going to be betting on Duncan to win by like decision or submission or something. Even though Vucenic has never been subbed, I do think that Duncan has a chance. And I'm not going to put too much, obviously, because I think the odds are kind of saying that Vucenic is probably better here. But you never know. I'm thinking the odds could be a little wrong on this one. So let me know what you guys think about this one. Right now, it looks like 18% of the Tapology community is picking Duncan to win, and 82% of them are picking Vucenic to win. But let me know what you guys think about this one. Let's go to the next fight. So in this next fight, we have Molly McCann versus Alexia Thainara. This one, guys, I'm just going to tell you, I'm not going to be picking McCann to win on this one. She's a plus 158. Alexia is a minus 183. I do think Thainara or Alexia can get a submission on McCann. I'm just not impressed by McCann. I don't know if because McCann is taking this fight after, I forgot who the other girl who she was supposed to fight, she canceled. So Alexia is fighting short notice. So I'm still thinking Alexia should beat her. Right now they have the odds at Alexia being a minus 183. And I agree. I do think Thainara should win here. Like I said, I'm not impressed by McCann. If she does win, then maybe she'll start like, convincing me that she's not that bad. But I don't know. I'm just not impressed at all. She did get an armbar versus Diana Blobita. So I'm probably going to be putting maybe 50 cents on both of them to win by submission. Or just like inside of the distance or something. Because I do think it's probably going to go to the ground either way, and I think they're going to be grappling. So I do wonder who's going to get tired first, who's going to get a submission, or maybe it's going to be chance or luck. So let me know what you guys think about this one. Let's go to the next fight. So in this next one, we have Gunnar Nelson versus Kevin Holland. I'm honestly surprised that Holland is an underdog on this one, guys. He's a plus 110. Nelson is a minus 130. I really do think that Holland should win here. Gunnar Nelson gets most of his wins by submission. And yeah, Holland has been subbed before, and he's been losing recently. But he's been losing to some of the best fighters in the roster at the moment. Rainer de Ritter, Roman Dolidze, Michael Page, JDM. So he's not losing to nobodies. He's losing to pretty much some of the biggest names in the UFC. And then Gunnar Nelson on the other hand, he hasn't fought in literally 2 years. Literally, it's gonna be 2 years since the last time he fought. Yeah, he got a round one finish against Barberena. It looks like an armbar in round one. So I could see why the odds are in his favor, because he probably maybe he was an underdog that fight. I don't know, honestly. I don't think I watched that one, but I'm not convinced. He's 36 years old too. And Kevin Holland, I would say, is that he usually beats old guys. So I'm thinking Kevin Holland should win on this one. I'm picking him to win by TKO round 3. But I do think Holland can get a TKO in any of the rounds. I'm going to go conservative and pick round 3. I'd be a little surprised if Holland loses this one, guys. Not to say I'm crazy confident that Holland wins for sure. But I'm just for sure leaning on Holland. I don't see why the odds are in the side of Nelson. I would think it should be like a little flipped around, Holland still being the favorite, but I think people are just kind of like dismissing him because of his losses. But like I said, he's been losing to some of the best people. So let me know what you guys think about this one. It looks like most of the typology community is picking Nelson at 56%, and only 44% of the typology pickers are picking Holland to win. So I'm part of that 44%. I do think Holland can get it finished, if not at least a decision win against Nelson. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this one. Let's go to the next fight. So in the second to last fight, we have Jan Błachowicz versus Carlos Ulberg. Carlos Ulberg is obviously Adesanya's friend. He's from CKB. And Jan, he recently fought Alex and lost to him by split. Controversially, as some people say. But still, even though Jan is 42 years old, I do think he has a chance. And I'm saying that because I am picking Carlos Ulberg to win by decision. I just can't deny that, he's with CKB. He's a good striker. He's been getting a bunch of finishes recently. And he has a 7-fight win streak or 6-fight win streak or something like that. And then Jan, he hasn't fought since what? It's been almost 2 years, kind of like maybe a year and 8 months since he fought Alex and lost by split decision. But I'm not counting Jan out. I'm still going to be betting on Jan to win, but I'm picking Carlos Ulberg to win by decision. So in case that Jan does win, maybe I'll get some money out of it. But I'm still going to be picking Carlos to win because I don't know. I feel like if Jan wasn't so old, I would pick him. And I do think Ulberg could finish Jan, even though Jan hasn't been finished anytime recently. Looks like the last time he got finished was by Glover Teixeira, a rear naked choke round 2. So I don't think... Oh, and then before that, it wasn't since 2019. So I don't think Jan's going to get finished easily. If Ulberg does finish him, I'd be a little surprised, but I'm thinking Ulberg gets the decision win. Jan is actually pretty good, I think. He's only lost to Alex recently and Glover Teixeira, which is a little surprising, honestly. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think about this one. It looks like 61% of the typology community is picking Ulberg to win, and 39% are picking Jan to win. So I do think that that's kind of saying something, because the odds have Carlos Ulberg at a minus 274. Jan is a plus 233 or 234. And I don't know. I'm thinking if Jan does win, it's going to be by decision. So I'm probably going to be betting like Jan to win by decision. Maybe put some money on him getting a possible finish against Carlos Ulberg. But still, I'll probably just be betting Jan just to win money line. And then Carlos Ulberg, I'm still just going to be picking him to win by decision. I don't think I'm going to bet Ulberg or put him in any parlays, because this one I feel like it's a really good matchup. And if it just wasn't for Jan being so old, I would want to pick him. So let me know what you guys think about this one. Let's go to the next fight. Okay, guys, so in the last fight of the night, we have Leon Edwards versus Sean Brady. This one, again, I'm a little surprised that Brady is the favorite by minus 161 and Edwards is a plus 141. I'm thinking because people are seeing that Brady's doing really good. He just won a match in Fury, a grappling match in round 1. He got a choke. And then before that, he beat Gilbert Burns, Kevin Gastelum. So I could see why Brady's a favorite. But I don't know. I'm thinking Leon Edwards is just underestimated because, yeah, he did lose to the champion Bilal. He lost his belt. And before that, he beat Kobe Covington and he beat Kamaru Usman twice. Even though, that first one was a head kick. I don't want to say it didn't count because it was like a fluke or luck or anything. But he ended up beating Kamaru like by majority in the next fight. So I'm thinking Leon Edwards should win for sure here. I'm not like crazy confident, but I really do think Leon should win here. I'm not saying Sean Brady's bad, but I just think Leon Edwards could be the champ if Bilal wasn't there. So I'm thinking Leon is going to win by decision. I'm thinking he's going to control the fight, stay on the feet, and just outstrike Brady. Maybe even get a finish in between in one of those 5 rounds. So I'm thinking Edwards for sure wins on this one. I'm probably going to be betting like $3 to $5 on Edwards to win because I'm actually pretty confident, and that's a lot for me, usually betting like 50 cents each time. So I do think Edwards wins on this one. Right now, it looks like 46% of the community is picking Brady to win, and 54% of the typology community is picking Edwards to win. So even the pickers are saying Edwards should win, but the odds are saying that Brady's a favorite. So I do wonder if the odds are going to change closer to this coming Saturday. But still, I'm picking Edwards to win on this one. I think I've picked like maybe through 2 or 3 underdogs. Not huge underdogs, but still some underdogs on this one. I like the picks. I do think Edwards, out of all the underdogs, has a really good chance. I do think he could finish Brady, but I'm going to be picking him by decision. So let me know what you guys think about this one. As for last week, I only got like 6 out of 13 picks right. Oh my god, I was so disappointed. But as you can see on the screen, I'm still gold ranked. I'm ranked 2,277 this time. So I'm happy that I'm not in silver, and I'm hoping to stay in at least gold, if not get to platinum. But yeah, last week was like 6 out of 13 picks. Honest, I don't want to say that I should have gone 7, but I don't know why. I could have swore I changed the first fight. I forgot which women's MMA fight, but I think it was Judice versus Dubin. I could have swore I picked Judice to win, and she did win. But for some reason, I left it on Dubin to win. So regardless, I do think this weekend should be better. I'm liking most of the picks. I do think there's a lot of underdogs that have a potential to win on this one. So let me know what you guys think about the video. Comment below what you guys are picking, what you guys are betting. Like the video, subscribe, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll show you guys my balance for my investment account. This investment account is pretty much the same amount of money that I bet every weekend, but I pretty much put the same amount into the investment account, which is around like 20 bucks. I bet like 25 bucks every weekend usually, but I put $20 into this account every week, no matter what. It just does it by automatically, and it's like a robo portfolio, so it invests itself. So hopefully it keeps growing. Oh, and then I do want to mention that I actually got some money last weekend. I started off with $16 betting, but now I have $26, so I made like $10 profit. So that's new and that's surprising. So hopefully it stays like that. And yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
My name is Habib. I am not coronavirus. My name is not coronavirus. You know, Dana is Dana. Tony Ferguson is Tony Ferguson. You know, yes. My name is Habib.